Welcome to my presentation on Benjamin Franklin's inventions. This presentation is for the Spring 2017 class, Lit and Culture, American Dreams. The instructor is Dr. Jennifer Bradley. My name is Haley Johannesen. Benjamin Franklin had a very successful career and found himself in many titles. For this presentation, we will be focusing on Ben Franklin, the inventor and scientist. Benjamin Franklin is credited for inventing many things. Many of his own inventions came out of his need for something. He would create things to better serve him, and in turn he would invent something that many could benefit from. Although, as you see, his list of inventions is long, for the purpose of this presentation, we will be taking a closer look at just a few of his notable inventions. At the young age of 11, Ben Franklin was an avid swimmer. He wanted to be able to swim faster and break down water resistance. This pursuit to become a better, faster swimmer resulted in Ben Franklin's first invention, the swim fins. They were a device that attached to the hands to help swimmers push water away from themselves. Although this invention was not wildly successful, he was recognized in 1968 for his advocacy for the sport by the International Swimming Hall of Fame. One of the images that is most closely attached to Ben Franklin is of him flying a kite in a thunderstorm. These famous kite experiments helped Ben Franklin to better understand how electricity works and lead to the scientist's single fluid theory. Although he obviously did not invent electricity, he did coin the terms battery, charge, condenser, conductor, plus, minus, positively, negatively, and armature, which are still used today when talking about electricity. In 1753, as a result of what he learned during his kite experiments, Franklin invented the lightning rod. He described it as such: "It has pleased God in his goodness to mankind at length to discover to them the means of securing their habitations and other buildings from mischief by thunder and lightning. The method is this: provide a small iron rod. It may be made of the wrought iron used by the nailers, but of such a length that one end, being 3 or 4 feet in the moist ground, the other may be 6 or 8 feet above the highest part of the building. To the upper end of the rod fasten about a foot of brass wire, the size of a common knitting needle, sharpened to a fine point. The rod may be secured to the house by a few small staples. If the house or barn be long, there may be a rod and point at each end, and a middling wire along the ridge from one to the other. A house thus furnished will not be damaged by lightning, it being attracted by the points and passing through the metal into the ground without hurting anything. Vessels also having a sharp point rod fixed on the top of their masts with the wire from the foot of the rod reaching down round one of the shrouds to the water will not be hurt by lightning either." Ben Franklin also invented what is called the Franklin stove or the Pennsylvania stove. This cast iron stove allowed homes to be heated longer and more efficiently. Like all of Franklin's inventions, he did not patent the stove. He stated that, as we enjoy great advantages from the inventions of others, we should be glad of an opportunity to serve others by any invention of ours, and this we should do freely and generously. Unfortunately, someone else created a similar stove based off of Franklin's invention and patented it, which made the man quite wealthy. Another invention of Franklin's were bifocals. Later in his life, he found that he was often switching from his everyday glasses to his reading glasses. So he created his own to serve the purpose of seeing near and far at the same time without having to switch glasses. Bifocals are now very common, and many enjoy the convenience of not having to switch between two pairs of glasses. Aside from the many useful inventions, Benjamin Franklin contributed other great ideas and services to our society. It is fair to say that without Ben Franklin, there would be no libraries, fire departments, or streetlights. He was a prolific inventor who shared freely his wonderful ideas to make our nation a better place. Thank you for listening to my presentation.